Okay, we recently talked about offerings and the nem skin and all that. Well, when we decide to make a transformation, we we must make conscious effort in that we must direct this transformation consciously. Be aware of what we're doing. You can't go to sleep on the job because if a person doesn't consciously take control of this transformation, or at least put into place everything that will bring this transformation on, you got to do it consciously, because if you don't, it means that you're taking something away and you're not consciously putting something in its place. And if you don't consciously put something in its place, something is going to come in its place, but you may not be aware of it, and it may be something disfavorable. It may be something that is just as disfavorable as the old personality traits that you're trying to get rid of, because you haven't made an absolutely conscious effort to do this, to make the change. You want to bring in what you want to bring in. Now, you may make the formulation. Now, you form what you want to form. Okay? Uh, we go back to the Christian tradition. God the Father formed what he directly wanted to form. He formed consciously what would become the Christ. And he was pleased with it. He did it consciously. He just didn't sit by and just let it happen. He'd do that, anything might happen. No. he, he took conscious control of the situation and created what he wanted to create. You know? So when a person creates what he wants to create within himself, consciously, you work on it, or you may meditate on it, you may do other, or what they might call spiritual exercises, you know. But you do these things consciously so that you can bring about what you want to bring about, you know. But like I said, if you don't do it consciously, something else may come in. Because when something is removed, something will be put in its place, good or bad. So if we do this consciously, we'll see that when we remove something, that what replaces it will be according to our will and desire, according to our wishes, So if we're going to make a transformation, we want to make a transformation knowingly, And sometimes the folks might just want to get rid of a emptiness, a void in their life. They must make a conscious effort to do this. People do all sorts of things to bring some satisfaction. They want to fill the void. There's an emptiness in them. And so people think of all different things to do to fulfill that void. They might travel, nothing wrong with traveling, but they may travel and they may come back and the emptiness is still there. Still there. Or they may go to the clothing store and buy up beautiful clothing, real nice. They feel good, They feel like the emptiness is over with, but it comes right back. We know this. But we have ways to, eliminate that emptiness permanently, where it won't come back, you know? And this is when we do things consciously. We remove something, we consciously direct it, and we consciously bring on, let's say, the new or the recreation. We get rid of the old consciously, and we bring in the new. Now, when I say get rid of the old, yes, get rid of the old, but it's an ongoing situation. This is why people may meditate, whatever, a few minutes a day or a few hours a day, however they do it, or through their life, because the old has a way of creeping back. And we don't want that to happen. So we must remain vigilant, or the transformer must remain vigilant. It's it's an everyday thing. Well, not 15 minutes of meditation a day, or whatever exercise a person does to keep this thing going his way through his life, And so that's the transformation that we must make, and we must remember that it can come back. People must remain vigilant. But this is all throughout the mythology. This is what the books, the scriptures teach us. It teaches how to make the transformation. That's it. It teaches various ways of doing it. What I mean by that is we have different religions, and we have different cults, many cults. And even though the goal was the same, but there are different ways of attaining that goal. So we say there's more than one way to skin the cat. Okay? And so sometimes people will attempt to do these things on their own. Okay, fine. But there are certain warnings against that. You got to be careful, because you may bring on just the opposite of what you want. So there's a lot of people go to their preacher, I guess. Some preachers are aware of this, or some people go to what they call a guru, or they go here, or they go to this or that one. Or some people pick up a book, you know what I mean? And go into the book and try to make their transformation themselves. But a lot of people will go to a religion, or to a cult, or to some quasi-spiritual group, because they're looking for a consensus. They're looking for agreement. They want to be around people who they have something common with, like a common search for self-knowledge and stuff like that. Well, that's fine, But consensus itself is not the answer to the problem, because whatever transformation you make it within, and when you go within, you are alone. When you go in here, you are alone. You have created your space where you can go in and do your practice, and to create your manifestation, or to make your creation, which will manifest in what you do, how you live your life thereafter. Okay.